how's it going? So, this little tips and tricks video is dealing with wet sanding and problems you can have with it. Let me take you down here to the bench and I'll explain what I'm talking about. Okay, for demonstration purposes here, I'm going to be using a template of a Telecaster just to show you what I'm talking about. Now, in a Telecaster, you have all these holes drilled through for the ferrules. You may not drill the holes to mount the control plate or the bridge prior to finishing the guitar, but a lot of times you do. And then when you're wet sanding it using water, what happens with, and you really even don't have to use a lot of water, just even a little bit of water. If they seep down, if the water seeps down into these holes, it causes the wood to expand and it cracks your finish. It won't happen right away, but you'll be wet sanding and then you'll be done. You'll come back a couple hours later and you'll notice that there's splits in all around the holes where the finish had cracked because the water seeped into the wood and caused it to expand. What I use to alleviate that problem with is naphtha. It also acts as a lubricant while you're wet sanding. So, you know, it wet sands nice and smooth. Puts them in a bowl and just dip your sandpaper in it a little bit. Wet sand until it starts to dry, and then go back and wet it again. And what happens is even if it seeps down into the holes, it evaporates so quickly that it doesn't cause the wood to expand and your finish doesn't crack. Works good for me. You know, some people may not have a problem with water, but I did, and this is how I alleviated it. Okay, so that's it. I had this problem once when I was building a Stratocaster for a customer of mine, and painted the guitar white and then put clear coat over it using, you know, lacquer, and wet sanding it. It happened, and I would say half of the holes that were drilled through all split. What I had to do was take, this is amalgamizer, and drop fill it into the cracks, and what it did is it liquefied the clear coat and the white paint underneath it and actually sealed the cracks. And then I had to wet sand it again and go over it and put another coat of clear over the top. But ever since that happened, I've been using naphtha, and that's a couple of years ago. So that's probably, you know, 4 guitars since then, and I have not had any problems whatsoever with the finish cracking during and after wet sanding. So I don't know if you can get this in all parts of the country. I would say probably California, you can't buy it like this. You probably have to get it rosinol lighter fluid. Basically the same thing with just maybe another chemical added. I don't know, maybe to mask the smell when you light the lighter or something. But a lot of people just use rosinol lighter fluid. I find this is a hell of a lot cheaper, and it works wonderful, and I haven't had any problems with splitting the finish since then. So that's it. You can use water if you want. I'm sure a lot of people use water and don't have any problems, but I did, and this is how I solved it. So until next time, behave yourself, and we'll see you again. Peace.